Hello everyone, happy to see you all in this video. If you haven't checked my previous videos on OCI, please check it out and also consider subscribing my channel. In this video, we're gonna see what is the pros and cons of OCI when compared to e-visas or visitor visa that we have for India. And also I'm gonna give my views on it. As you all know, OCI holders doesn't have any restrictions in number of entries they can make or number of days they can stay in India. They also enjoy certain rights like having a job or getting land or getting houses or properties in India. And also they don't need to go and register in the FRRO. FRRO is nothing but regional registration office, where usually when your foreign nations enters India they will register in it. So as a OCA holder you don't need to register there. Also you can enjoy certain status as NRI, like you can create a bank account and you can study in colleges or schools there. In other side, e-visa is very easy to get it. Like you can log in online and enter few details, and you'll get the e-visas in 24 to 48 hours, which is very faster and cheaper when compared to OCI. Uh, Based on the category that choose, like tourism, business, or medical, or conferences, like based on that, the number of eligible like days that you can be in India will vary, but it's very straightforward without a lot of hustle that you have in OCI. You can quickly obtain the e-visa. To summarize the cons of OCI versus e-visa, OCI we cannot have certain political rights where you cannot vote or stand on any public office elections, and also you cannot have certain government jobs like military postings or something if you are OCA holder. When compared to e-visa, like certain e-visas restrict you to stay only for 30 or 60 days. So certain, if you have to stay longer or if you have to change the purpose of your visit, you may have to get additional permissions. Certain visas restrict you only for single entry, and also you cannot have or enjoy all the rights that OCA or another Indian citizen that has. Now I'm going to share my personal views on it. If you have ties in India and if you are sure that you're going to travel to India very often, when I say it's often, it is not like twice a year, thrice a year. Say next 15 years, if you're going to travel 6 times, maybe every 2.5 years once, you should go with OCA. Because the cost that you're spending for OCA is around like $400 to $500 when compared to e-visa, which is $100 to $120 based on the locations that you're applying from. Easily you'll get that money back in the next 10 to 15 years. Especially if you have your parents there and you have lot of ties there, you cannot restrict your stay based on the number of days that specify on the e-visa, right? The parents may fall sick, so you may have to go and spend some time with them where you don't need to undergo a hustle of applying e-visa or wait for the visa to come and also have restrictions on the number of days you stay. If you have younger kids, I would strongly recommend you to apply OCA for them as well, because you don't know what is going to happen in the future. So if something happens in the country that you stay, like you can always go back to India and make them study there, and you won't have any restrictions for them. Also, I want to share one personal experience that I faced. Few years back, I have asked my employer that I need to work from India for 4 weeks due to my family situation. But my employer in the country that I live now, which is Canada, they told me to submit a proof that I have a legal status to work from India, right? So the without OCI I won't be able to work remotely because it's illegal, because in visitor visa I cannot legally work from India. Also think that from this perspective, right? If you wanted to work from India due to some situation, some employers may ask your legal status in India, so the OCI will give you that. India can also restrict EE visas from some countries without a notice or with shorter notice. It also happened to Canada. Last year, they have not opened EE visa for Canada, so we have to go through the embassy or the BLS to get the visas applied. So, uh, so it is you cannot always rely on the e-visa. So it's also better to apply OCI for this course. As a conclusion, I would strongly recommend if you meet the criterias for the OCI, I would say you go and apply for OCI and you don't need to worry about any of these factors that I've discussed now. And also you don't need to worry about the BLS where you have some BLS are like you have to stand in the queue for quite long time. You may not get proper response. The guidelines are not very clear. So I would strongly recommend if you're eligible, please apply OCI so you are covered in all the aspects that we discussed now. If you like the contents like this, please consider subscribing my channel and I see you in the next video. Bye.